Hi everyone, Viola Hag here, coming on to the live, fairly unannounced. I actually am feeling like a lot of the things I've been doing have been really sporadic and random, but that's just the way that I felt lately. I did a live not too long ago, or maybe it was a post, but I showed a little bit how this month has been like a really interesting transition month because I know really, really big things are happening for me this year. I'm being called to like a much higher version of myself in 2018, so I feel like the January has kind of just been like the adjustment period for me. So things have been really sporadic, but I'm feeling that kind of like clarity and momentum and that kind of masculine aspect of myself coming up a little bit more, so I will be a little bit more organized with my posts in the coming weeks. But I did think I would come on anyway and share something because I was just chatting with one of the girls that I work with, and it was like a topic that kind of hit home with me a little bit because it's something that I so resonate with. So she's an incredible girl, lady that I work with. I believe she's in the script, so she'll probably see this live. But she is such a heart-centered person. She's always got these really amazing ideas, and you know, everything she does is really driven from such a beautiful place. So I love working with her, and I love seeing the things that she does because it's always like, you know, when she is doing something, it's like fueled from a really positive, energetic space. So obviously amazing things always happen when you work from that space. So it's really awesome to see her, and she's really like authentic in that, and she's just, yeah, she's so real and awesome. It's amazing. And she was having a conversation with someone else who kind of put a massive bummer on the goals that she had set for herself, and it just got me thinking, like, what happened is she shared her goals. This is like just a real brief recap of what happened. She shared her goals, and then the person was like, you know, maybe that's a bit too much. I think someone online might know exactly what I'm talking about. And you know, that it was a bit too much, and maybe it wasn't the best idea, and you know, maybe just focus on like the smaller things, or that kind of mentality. Like, I don't know the exact context of the conversation, but it was around that sort of thing, right? And I got so fired up about this because here's the thing, it's like, even sometimes the people in your circles who you think are your support network aren't always going to understand exactly what you're doing, and that is okay. The only person who needs to understand what you're doing is you. So when, like, the best way that I can describe it is that generally these ideas come up because they're intuition based. Like, there's something within us that's brought this idea forward, and we then have that surge of excitement, right? And I've talked about this with you guys before, or if you're the first time watching me live, hi, by the way, welcome to the group. And when we feel a surge of excitement about something, it is not just a coincidental thing. It is actually because there's an aspect of ourselves, that better knowing, that all-knowing aspect of ourselves that knows that's in alignment with what we should be doing, which then creates that excited feeling, right? And in that moment, then, that excitement, that's going to also trigger that ego aspect of ourselves that wants us to stay the same. So we're always, everyone goes through this cycle. It's like this excitement, it's these amazing things, and then it's the fear and the doubt that kind of trickle in. And as we start to understand, and we're on our personal growth journey, we start to realize that those things aren't there to stop us. They're there to challenge us and kind of show us the beliefs that have kept us where we are, and give us the option whether we want to move past those beliefs or continue to believe those things for now, right? So everyone feels those things. We just, as we go on our journey, we learn to move past those things and act anyway, even though those things are there, right? So it's like this cycle. And when we feel that excitement, that's an intuitive base, that the better part of you, like the part of you that's already capable of achieving all the things that you dream of, is telling you that that's the right thing to do. And when it comes from the heart, like when you're someone, which I know all of you are, like, are heart-centered people, otherwise you wouldn't have been attracted to a group like this. It's like those ideas are there for a reason, and if you follow those things, you're going to create fulfillment for yourself, and that fulfillment, I believe, is success. Like, I was using the term success previously when I was talking with someone, but then the term fulfillment came up, and I just felt like it was such a good word to use in this scenario, because success is obviously also part of it. That is part of the fulfillment. However, I think it's so much bigger than that, because I believe we can be successful in maybe carrying through a plan, or we can be successful in achieving checking off things off our to-do list, but fulfillment is really like the whole package. It's like having achieved what we're setting out to achieve, and maybe even bigger and better than we could have imagined for ourselves, and in a place in our body and in our heart where we feel just like this complete joy, and we're like bubbling over with happiness and excitement. So just please be so aware of that as you go out in the world. Like, there's always going to be people, and they're probably going to be people that you do not expect, who are not supportive of the things that you want to do, and in a loving way. Like, I don't believe that the people that, particularly those that we think are going to be supportive, not always, although it does happen. I mean, I've worked with plenty of people who have just had horrible stories about, expecting support from someone, and myself actually as well. I had a really good friend just like be so horrible to me when I shared an idea with her at one stage in my life. I mean, so I guess that does happen, but for the most part, I would say, like, we don't, people aren't necessarily nasty, but it's almost like it's condescending, or it's basically telling you that it isn't quite right, or it's too big, or it's not realistic, or whatever it is. Even if it comes across in the nicest way, that is not your truth. They do not know. They are not your intuition. They are not that like heart-centered space that you reside in. Therefore, they don't know. So I encourage people to share their goals. So I'm not saying never share your goals, but talk to people, like gain support, but always know that you can trust that inner part of you, because that is what's going to lead you to the journey and the success and the path that you need to reach that fulfillment that you're wanting. So please just make sure that you do listen to those calls of your heart, regardless what anyone else tells you. And I will always be your #1 fan, cheering you on. So if you ever want to share your goals with this group or with me, definitely do so. I love talking about things like that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I wanted to share with you guys today. Yeah, it just came up really strongly, and I had to say what I was thinking on that. By the way, if anyone's commented, I unfortunately can't see because there's no like comments or anything, and it says no one's online, but I'm getting like hearts and stuff, so anyway, I don't know. But for those of you that are watching the replay, please also #replay. It would be cool to know who's here watching this afterwards. And anything else? Oh yeah, Abundant Babes is also now on Instagram, so it's just literally Instagram Abundant Babes, and it's really just a collection of all the inspirational quotes and everything off my camera roll that I really love and I like use to motivate myself, and I've just decided to collab them all on that Instagram because they're all awesome, and I would follow that Instagram. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I love you all. I totally believe in your dreams. You go get it. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.